What it do, my G's? It's Glide Gaming, and we here with another hood video. This will be a tips and tricks video. Now, people think this game is pretty simple. Steal the key, find the vault, extract the chest. But this game has far more mechanics during the gameplay than people expect on first glance. So, this video right here will be tips and tricks for beginners all around, and later on down the road I'll make a tips and tricks video specifically for the hunter class because that is my main class. So without further ado, let's get into it. What I want to start off with, and it's very imperative, is to stay stealthy in the beginning of the match. If you do not stay stealthy in the beginning of the match, you'll immediately alert the NPCs, the guards that are around the map, and you'll immediately give your location away to the other team. So not only your location will be given away, since it's the beginning of the match and you and your team spawn in together, you're basically giving away your whole team's position. The position that was alerted, the place that was alerted, pops up at the top of your screen, as well as the player who alerted them's icon pops up whenever they alert a nearby guard. So definitely stay stealthy. I can't stress this enough. Please try to play stealthy. The second tip I want to get into is to make sure you're utilizing your whistle and your pebble throw. When you tap down on the D-pad, you do a whistle, and when you hold down, you throw a pebble. Now this can be very important for separating guards. If you throw the pebble right, one guard will go check for it, and if you whistle towards you, the other guard will walk straight towards you into an easy assassination. So make sure you use your whistle and your pebble throw. Here, right here in the gameplay, I messed it up because I didn't get the guard to walk far enough away. So make sure you get the guard to walk far enough away and try to continue to stay into the bush. Do not reveal your location by coming out of the bush. Wait until the guard is close enough. The guard doesn't necessarily have to be touching you or right up on you for you to get the assassination. So patience is very key here. As you can see, because of my mess up, there is a mystic coming to my direction, to my location, because he seen me there. Luckily, I was able to get out of sight fast enough for him to go out and try to do something else, for him to lose sight of me. But please make sure you try to stay as stealthy as possible. I'm going to say that a lot throughout the video because stealth is very important in this game. The next tip I want to get into is making sure you try to kill all the guards that you see. It may seem inconsequential to the grand scheme of the game by getting the keys and stuff, but it will help you in the long run. When you're dying and trying to get back to the winch and you want to get there fast, you don't want a lot of guards to still be around on the map, because you'll be dealing with those as well as trying to still get to the winch. And by the time you get to the winch and get into a fight, you'll have about 3 or 4 guards behind you stabbing you in your back while you're trying to get an assassination. So definitely try to disperse as many guards for your team as you can before going straight for the key and the vault. Now, the next tip I want to get into is grabbing your bases. Now, grabbing bases early on is very helpful to your team. Make sure you continue to grab bases throughout the game as well. Once the chest is on the winch does not mean the game is over. If you grab all the bases, the team has to respawn at that spawn point. If you take the chest to a winch where a specific base is really close to it, and you keep control of that base throughout the whole game, you basically have the upper hand throughout the whole game. As well as by grabbing bases, you can keep the team separated, because if you're grabbing bases and that team sees that, they may send a player to go and stop you from capping bases, and that way you can keep them out of the fight because they're focused on trying to follow after you, taking back the bases that you have taken. But also, do not give up towards the end of the match on grabbing bases. If you guys are fighting for the chest at the winch and you see that the other team has grabbed all the bases, go grab the other bases. You have to trust your team to stop the team at the winch. And once they kill them at that winch, and if you grabbed all the other bases, you've helped your team a ton by keeping them away from the winch as long as possible. That is very important, especially if they were running 2 Johns or 2 Tukes, because they can kill characters really, really fast. So definitely try to keep them away, keep your bases for the whole game. And that leads me right into my next tip is protecting the winch. Now, if you're using a Robin or a Hunter, your job is definitely to stay out of sight. That you're not supposed to jump right in and try to get the saves. It may not seem as fun as everything else. You want to get in a fight, of course, but you want to stay out of sight as long as you can and get those important kills, those important stops at the winch. You don't want every kill. You don't need every kill. You want to get those important stops. But this goes the same for Johns and Tukes. You don't want to just because you are tanky or just because you feel like you can get a quick kill, you don't want to just run up to the winch, because if a Robin or a Robin with his bow or a hunter with her crossbow is watching you from the bush, you'll go to winching or go to trying to attack someone on a winch, and you'll immediately get shot in your head. And on this game, a headshot is very deadly. A well placed headshot will take you out, no questions asked. So make sure you try to stay stealthy and don't think you can just run up and take the chest or start going for the winch easily, because that will spell disaster for your team. Because if you, especially if you're continuously dying and you don't have the bases that you need to get back fast. Now, another tip I have for you guys is to be patient. Just like stealth is key on this game, patience is key on this game. It's not just an all-out fight throughout the whole match. The match can start with you guys losing terribly. The other team got the key, opened the vault, got the chest to the winch, but you still can pull out a win if you do the right thing. Now, you say you see a character running through or running up to the winch or running up to the vault, and you go out and try to get that assassination immediately. You didn't see, because you weren't patient, and this happens to me a lot, because you weren't patient, you didn't see that other character lying in wait for you behind a wall or in a crack somewhere or in a bush somewhere. So while you take that character down, yeah, you got that kill, but now you're immediately killed by the next character, and you have to start all over again without doing damage to the character that assassinated you, making it harder for your team. So basically, yeah, you got one character out of the game, but that other character is still there to complete whatever the character you killed was trying to do. So stay patient. When you see a character running, it's a team-based game. Give it about 2 to 3 seconds. You know where they're going already if you see the direction they're running in. Give it about 2-3 seconds. Make sure they're not with a teammate, and then go in for the kill. Moving on to the next tip. When you see secret entrances like doors that are locked that you can lockpick and or break through, always open them up early on. As soon as you see them, open them up, because later on in the game they will help you, because you're not wasting time opening those doors or having to find another way around. And the most important, I can't stress enough, the most important part of this game is the end game. Like I said before, you can be losing the entire game, but the end game you can pull through a win just by doing the right thing. So make sure you open those doors, and always look for that second entrance. If you see a gate, don't be deterred. Don't run all the way around the map away from the gate and you don't have a John to pick it up. Don't run away. It's usually always another way to get in for other characters such as Miriam and Robin. So make sure you look for those secret entrances. Keep your eyes open for those secret entrances. It can help you and the team, because it takes John a while to pick up the gate as is. So if you already have a door open for him there, he can just run through that door, no problem. John is also vulnerable when he's opening the door, or when he's lifting the gate rather. So make sure that you have those doors open for him. Now, this next tip I want to get into is not about what goes on in game, more so what happens after the game. So after the game, win or lose, you get some golden coins. With those golden coins, you can do one or two things. You can give them to the people or give them to yourself. Now, if you give them to yourself, you get the money to buy your perks, to buy cosmetics, to buy new weapon skins, things of that nature. But if you give it to your hideout, I don't exactly know what happens when you give it to your hideout. You unlock more cosmetics and stuff like that, but other than that, that's about it. Your hideout doesn't change or nothing. But if you want those cosmetics and stuff like that to all be unlocked early on, just give all your money to the people at the beginning of the game. Once you get your hideout to max rank 10, all the money goes to you. So I would say flood the money to the people when you first start playing. If you're winning, you get a lot of money anyway, so you can do it pretty fast. I maxed out my hideout in a couple days, and mostly I was giving most of my money to the people, but keeping some to myself. You can do it like that, but you want to max out your hideout fast, I learned, because after that it's all money in, all money goes to you, so you can buy whatever perks you want, you can buy whatever skins you want, and the skins that are locked behind the wall of your hideout max rank, you can pay for once you max it out. The next tip I want to give you guys is use your don't try to use it too sparingly. Wait until the end of the match. Your ult is, unless you're using a Took, because his ult is for healing other players, but other than that, other characters, your ult comes back pretty fast as long as you're getting kills, opening chests, basically grabbing bases, basically doing everything it is that you need to be doing. Your ult gauge will fill up extremely fast. So don't use it too sparingly. Make sure you use it in situations where you need it. But if you feel like you need to use it, go ahead, pop it. You'll get it right. If you die, you'll get it right back. It doesn't even really matter. So don't be too sparing with your ult. Now on to my last tip, and this tip may be the most important tip in the end game. Once the chest is being extracted, sometimes playing defense and keeping the opposite team away is more important than going to extract the chest. So basically, if you're a Hunter or a Robin, even a Took or a John, and you don't have your team over there near the winch with you, your best bet is to go and lie in wait in a bush or in a corner somewhere unseen and wait for either your team to get there to start winching or the other team to get there so you can stop them from winching. 9 times out of 10, if the other team is running to the winch and don't see anybody there, they're going to go straight to start winching because everybody is so eager to get that W, get that win, and in the game. So if they go straight to the winch and you've been there lying in wait the entire time, that's 2 easy kills for you. But if you're there alone and you go to winching and your team is on the other side of the map due to them being killed and having to respawn, and you guys don't have any bases close to the winch, and you've winched it all the way up until the final point, and you get killed, and their whole team is there, you pretty much just lost your team the game. So patience and playing defense at the winch is more important than extracting the chest sometimes. So be sure to be aware of your surroundings, be aware of where your team is, because you do not want to throw the games for the team, especially when you guys are so close to winning. And that's all for these tips and tricks. Feel free to stay and finish watching this gameplay if you would like. Thank you if you did watch it this far. Comment any tips I missed, any tips you have. Leave a like, and see you guys in the next video.
For the forest.
Here.
Back. I am ready.